I'm going to talk about upcoming pattern and show you what the pivotal weather looks like. So it's hard to see like Scarborough and zoomed in, but it's hard to see like Scarborough, Markham, Brampton, Mississauga down to Toronto, Richmond Hill, even Newmarket. So it's very hard, including Orangeville actually. But you can zoom in, but let's see how good it is to zoom in. So then zooms. So you can't see like Scarborough still if it's still zoomed in. Let's see another way to zoom in. So ignore if it's hours of changing, ignore it. Just something. So I need to open this image. So it's still hard to see. So you have to use readable topic tidbits for Scarborough, part of Toronto, like this. For examples like this, or key topic tidbits. We just showed like a long time ago. So let's talk about the upcoming pattern. So 1024 millibars of pressure. It's in northwestern Ontario parts, so western Ontario, and 564 line. So the average temperature is gonna start dropping. The average temperature is gonna it's already started dropping, but it's gonna keep dropping until November, like peak of January 29th. According to Weather Spark. So, and even northwestern, I did. So next, we're on this high pressure. So in 1020 millibars of pressure, northeastern Ontario mostly. Actually, everything is. Actually, 1020 millibars of pressure is in northeastern Ontario. And 564 line in southwestern Ontario. Yeah, next hour. So 558 millibar line is in northeastern and northwestern and northern Ontario, and 1024 millibars of pressure is in northwestern and western Ontario and southwestern Ontario. In can't see. So 1020 millibars of pressure is eastern Ontario, northeastern Ontario, and Lake Ontario doesn't count. So next hour. Let's see what place is this. Why am I skip it? So it's close to Lake Erie, 0.25 millimeters of rain. So Jacksonburg could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Even Toronto Island, but could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Honolulu, nothing, and 1024 millibars of pressure comes from southwestern Ontario, even southern Ontario. Actually, central Ontario is also affected. Northeastern Ontario, even not Peterborough, even western Ontario actually. So the 552 line runs from like northwestern Ontario to southern Ontario. So next hour, there's some rain missing. So So the 1024 millibars of pressure line runs from holding is in northwestern Ontario, but then 552 line runs from northwestern Ontario all the way to southern Ontario. Yes, yeah, southern Ontario actually. So next hour, 552 line runs for southwestern Ontario all the way to southeast. So it's coming from northwest to southeast of Ontario, but it's still the whole line, the 552 line in southwestern Ontario, including 546. It runs from coming from like northern Ontario to southeastern Ontario. And 1020 millibars of pressure doesn't count except close to Belleville. So next hour, So 546 runs from northern Ontario, then southern and eastern Ontario to. That's it. So next hour. And 1020 millibars of ashes, the two of them is actually northeastern Ontario. And 552 line runs from northwestern Ontario that's then close to western Ontario. It's actually in western Ontario, but to like southwestern Ontario. Next hour. And 1020 millibars of pressure runs from southwestern Ontario, even like still southwest. It goes to central Ontario, including Toronto, down to Toronto, Mississauga, close to, even Oakville, even Scarborough actually. So it's going to hit Barrie also, Barrie, Ontario, including possible in Uxbridge. Not possible, but Uxbridge could get some 1020 millibars of pressure. And Wyton and Owen Sound still get affected. Even Collingwood and Midland. So 555, there's no line on this. So next hour, 8 a.m. and some 0.25 millimeters of rain is in northwestern Ontario. And that's in the rains in middle, no, Lions Head could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, but the 552 line runs from to like top right corner of the map all the way to like the middle point of the map, but it's gonna be southeastern Ontario, south south central no southeastern Ontario actually. So next hour actually this is like from northeastern Ontario to southern Ontario. That's a line 552 line, but the second line is gonna be coming from the second line is coming from like northwestern to southwestern Ontario. So next hour. So down to Toronto, Richmond Hills, Mississauga, Brampton, but Mississauga, Brampton, Oakville could get some darker clouds. Then Richmond Hill and down to Toronto, it's still 0.25 millimeters of rain in western Toronto, including Hamilton, Oakville, possibly even Niagara on the lake, and then Green Spy, Ontario. So in Hardaway, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Collingwood, Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, 2.5 millimeters of rain in Wyton, Owen Sound. So 558 line runs from northwestern Ontario all the way to southern Ontario, including northern US. So next hour. So 1060 millibars of pressure is in northeastern Ontario and eastern Ontario and possibly even southern and southeastern Ontario. That's actually most of it. Like what some of it's gonna be southeastern Ontario, southeastern Ontario and eastern Ontario. Actually, it's eastern Ontario and some other little bit of northeastern Ontario. So, and 564 line runs from northwestern Ontario all the way to southwestern Ontario. And so, rain in Scarborough, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain in Stouffville, Ontario. Down to Toronto and Richmond Hill could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain with some darker clouds in Scarborough. So Brampton, Mississauga is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. St. Oakville is 0.25 millimeters of rain. Hamilton 0.25 millimeters of rain. Same thing in Niagara on the lake in Niagara Falls City, except parts is going to get 2.5 millimeters of rain. White and orange sun is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. And Collingwood is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Same thing in Ottawa, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Oshawa, Wilkes-Barre is going to get some brighter clouds and cover, so 0.25 millimeters of rain. Brady, Ontario, Orella is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, but Brady has brighter clouds than Orella. Georgia, brighter skies than Orella, and possibly in Barrie, not Barrie, but Georgia is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Newmarket, Ontario is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Orangeville is 2.5 millimeters of rain, but Orangeville has darker clouds than Newmarket, so still full I did. Next hour. So the 1012 millibars of pressure runs from southwestern to central to northeastern Ontario. So Collingwood could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Mississauga could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Oakville, Ontario is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Mississauga, Oakville, Hamilton, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Niagara Falls City, Fort Erie, even London could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, including parts of Scarborough, even Pickering actually. So mixing Newmarket doesn't count. Orangeville, Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Next hour. Second final hour. So in 64 line runs for northeastern Ontario, then northeastern central Ontario, then it goes to eastern Ontario. Northeast is central, actually it's eastern Ontario. First is actually like northeastern Ontario, then possibly northeastern central, no, eastern central Ontario. No, northeastern, no, eastern central Ontario, then it goes to eastern Ontario. Let's see what place is this. So Beverly Isles could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So next final hour. So 1008 millibars of pressure runs from northwest Ontario to still northwest. So most of it's gonna go like northwest, a little bit more southwest. So that's 1008 millibars of pressure. So let's talk about the total precipitation once every 12 hours. Skip today's, if I did today, just skip it. So Southern Ontario gets nothing for October 15th. October 16th, nothing. October 18th, we got some precipitation. So Stouffville is gonna get 1 millimeters of rain, 2.5 millimeters of rain. Scarborough, downtown Toronto is 5 millimeters of rain. Brampton is 7 millimeters of rain, 5 millimeters of rain in Mississauga. Hamilton is 1 millimeters of rain. Oakville is somewhere between. Oakville is gonna get some 1.2 millimeters of rain. Niagara-on-the-Lake is 2 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls City is 3 millimeters of rain. 5 millimeters of rain in Byertown. 5 millimeters of rain in Collingwood. 4 millimeters of rain in Newmarket. Orangeville, Ontario it's going to get, I'm gonna skip for now. So London, Ontario gets nothing. Not nothing, but it's gonna get something. Like 0.7 millimeters of rain. Just double check London where it's between 0.2 and 0.7 millimeters of rain. Fort Erie is 0.2 millimeters of rain. Oshawa is gonna get some 0.2 millimeters of rain. Oaks Ridge is gonna get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Orella is gonna get some 0.2 millimeters, 0.7 millimeters of rain. Barrie, Ontario is gonna get some, it's going to get some 1.2 millimeters of rain. And Southern Ontario mean average is going to be, doesn't count. So 8 p.m. October 19th. So like Barrie, Ontario. So Beverly Isles is going to get, Beverly Isles is going to get 1.2 millimeters of rain. Didn't do Peterborough. So Peterborough is gonna get some, let's see, Peterborough, too far south, so it gets nothing. So gonna skip the Peterborough for weather model for now. Weather model run actually. So temperature pattern. So I'm gonna skip today's. So Brampton so far is gonna get some 9 degrees, 10 degrees in downtown Toronto, Newmarket, Orangeville, Wilkes Ridge, Peterborough, Belleville is 8 degrees, 9 degrees in Oshawa, 10 degrees in Quebec, 8 degrees done. Niagara on the Lake is 12 degrees, 11 degrees in Niagara Falls City, London is 10 degrees, 9 degrees in Whitehaven, 9 degrees in Collingwood, Hamilton 11 degrees, 11 degrees. So next hour, if it's possible, 12 degrees in Newmarket, including Orangeville. Wilkes Ridge is 11 degrees, 12 degrees in Peterborough, 14 degrees in Belleville. Brampton downtown Toronto is 14 degrees, 13 degrees is in Stouffville, Oshawa, Quebec. 12 degrees in everywhere in Niagara Falls. London is 16 degrees, Hamilton is 14 degrees, 11 degrees is in Byerton, 10 degrees in Collingwood. Next hour, Orilla is gonna be, ignore that, so it's gonna be 12 degrees, but actually 12 most of the time, so just 1 degree doesn't count. So Brampton is 6 degrees, 5 degrees in Stouffville, 8 degrees in downtown Toronto, 8 degrees, 7 degrees in Scarborough, 6 degrees is in Oshawa, 4 degrees is in Newmarket, Orangeville, Peterborough, Belleville. Quebec is 7 degrees, 10 degrees in Niagara on the Lake, 8 degrees in Niagara Falls City. London is 5 degrees, Orangeville is going to be, Ontario is going to be 4 degrees, Hamilton is 8 degrees, 7 degrees in Whitehaven, Collingwood. Next hour, $14 degrees everywhere in Toronto, including Newmarket. Everywhere in Toronto, 14 degrees is also Newmarket, Oshawa, 14 degrees in Quebec, Belleville, Whitehaven. So 12 degrees is in Collingwood, Wilkes Ridge, 13 degrees in Peterborough, Niagara on the Lake. Niagara Falls City is 12 degrees, 15 degrees in London, 14 degrees in Hamilton. Orangeville also counts 13 degrees actually. So next, Fort Erie, it's gonna be 12 degrees. Next, where it's gonna be 7 a.m. So 6 degrees in Brampton, Stouffville, Newmarket, Uxbridge, Peterborough. 5 degrees in London. 9 degrees in Whitehall, Collingwood. Niagara Falls City, Coburg. 8 degrees in downtown Toronto. 7 degrees in Scarborough. 10 degrees in Hamilton. Mississauga is 8 degrees. Oshawa is 8 degrees. 4 degrees in Belleville. Orangeville is going to be 7 and 6 degrees. 7 degrees actually. So next hour, unless I miss something, Niagara on the lake is 10 degrees. Byerton, Collingwood is going. Byerton, Collingwood, Brampton, Stouffville, Newmarket, Orangeville. Let's see, they need 12 degrees. So nothing. So 18 degrees in London, 13 degrees in downtown Toronto, Oshawa, Peterborough, Coburg, 14 degrees everywhere, Niagara Falls, Belleville, 13 degrees in Hamilton, Uxbridge is 11 degrees. Next hour, unless I skip something, so it's gonna be 8 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. So let's see, 13 degrees. How many? 13 degrees. So 13 degrees in Byerton, London, Niagara Falls City, Belleville, Brampton. 12 degrees. It's gonna be Brampton. No, Newmarket, Stouffville, Peterborough. 11 degrees in Uxbridge. 14 degrees in Oshawa. 14 degrees in Hamilton, Niagara on the Lake. And 12 degrees is also in Orangeville. And 13 degrees in Scarborough. 14 degrees in Mississauga. 14 degrees in Oakville. So 14 degrees in Collingwood. Next hour on the Coburg is 15 degrees. Fort Erie, something else. 14 degrees. Final hour, and so 20 degrees in Byerton, 21 degrees in Collingwood, 20 degrees in London, 21 degrees in Brampton, 20 degrees is in Stouffville. Scarborough is gonna be 20 degrees. 20 degrees in Newmarket. Orangeville is 22 degrees. 19 degrees in Uxbridge. 18 degrees in Oshawa. 17 degrees it's in Coburg. 19 degrees in Peterborough. 19 degrees in Belleville. Downtown Toronto is 19 degrees. 20 degrees in Mississauga, including parts of Oakville, not Oakville. 20 degrees is in parts of it's in Oakville. 20 degrees is in Hamilton. 21 degrees everywhere in Niagara Falls. This is the end of the video.